Good day, sir. I am the first presenter of our group. So our topic it is all about water pollution, but naguna na ang group 3 sa pag-explain sa water pollution. So our first topic here is the thermal pollution. So when we say thermal pollution, no, it is the harmful release of heated water into natural bodies of water like sa mga suba, sa mga danaw, and most importantly sa mga kadagatan. And also, this temperature increase often from industrial cooling processes or power plants. So, like just what you see sa pictures dito, no? Ini ang cause ng thermal pollution. And also, it can reduce dissolved oxygen levels, disrupt aquatic ecosystem, and harm or kill aquatic organisms sensitive to the temperature changes. So, thermal pollution, no, dili lamang siya nag-base sa higher part sa ecosystem. It also can cause sa, just like what I've said kanina, sa oceans, sa rivers, and sa lakes. So, I have here the examples of the causes and sources of the thermal pollution. So, number one is desalination plants, manufacturing plants, and also sa non-industrial sources kay urban runoff, deforestation, soil erosion, sewage discharge, hydroelectric dams, and the natural causes are the volcanic activity and geothermal activity. So the next presenter will proceed to the petroleum oil pollution.
Petroleum oil pollution. So oil pollution poses a significant threat to aquatic ecosystem and coastal communities worldwide. So there are two primary sources ng petroleum oil pollution, which are the surface runoff and accidental spills. So sa surface runoff, diri is known as yung mga oil sa roads, sa parking lots, or other paved surfaces na frequently washed away sila by rain or melting snow in other countries. Then, this runoff carries pollutants including oil into storm drains and eventually sa rivers, sa lakes, and sa ocean. So, the accumulation of these pollutants over time can have devastating consequences. For example, a persistent film of oil on a water body can suffocate aquatic life and destroy delicate balance of the ecosystem. So, the accidental spills is known as yung hinabo sa catastrophic oil spills such as the Exxon Valdez ng 1989 and Deepwater Horizon ng 2010 disasters dramatically illustrate the devastating consequences of accidental oil releases. So, sa Exxon Valdez is nag-spill siya sa Alaska ng oil na nag-release siya ng 260,000 barrels of oil, including causing widespread environmental damage and harming countless marine animals. Similarly, sa Deepwater Horizon, nag-spill sila sa Gulf of Mexico ng 4 million barrels of oil, resulting in a long-term ecological disaster affecting a vast area. So these events highlight the vulnerability of marine environments to large-scale oil spills and the immense challenges in cleanup and recovery. So ang impact diri is na-mention mo diri ang oil slicks. Oil slicks eventually move towards shore, harming aquatic life and damaging areas. So ang impact ng oil slicks kay maka-harm siya sa aquatic life, then mag-damage siya sa recreation areas. So oil pollution is a serious environmental problem with far-reaching consequences. Combating this pollution requires a multi-pronged approach, including stricter regulation on oil handling and transportation, improved infrastructure to prevent surface runoff, and technological advancements in spills response and cleanup. The devastating examples of Exxon Valdez and Deepwater Horizon spills serve as stark reminders of the need for proactive measures to protect our waterways from the harmful effects of oil pollution. That's all.
Effects of water pollution on groundwater and oceans. So, we all know that water is very important because it is a pressing environmental issue that affects not only surface water but also groundwater and oceans. When we see surface waters, mo na siya nag-input ang rivers and mga lakes. So, i-emphasize dili na ang kini ang water pollution dili na siya kay ang mga oceans. As a vital resource, water is essential for human consumption, agriculture, and industrial activities. So when we see groundwater, it is a crucial source of drinking water for many communities. Iba kayo Muslim, mo ni siya ato ang panggamit. So groundwater is meaning to say underground, like ang mga springs, di ba, ang mga tuburan. And then, it is vulnerable tungod kay sa mga human activities. For example, ang mga human activities is na-include nila ang mga agricultural waste or mga industrial activities bitaw kundiin ang mga chemicals is kana bitaw ginalis especially sa mga mining which is makadaog gadto ka makakos sa contamination sa water. And if kaniya nga situation is may tabo, makahatag ni siya ang ibalay harmful effects sa atong human health. So next is the process of saltwater inclusion. So what is saltwater inclusion? Saltwater inclusion occurs when seawater enters freshwater aquifers in coastal areas. So ang nagsunod na reporter ani siya ma-explain what is freshwater aquifers. But let me discuss to you the causes, the effects, the prevention, and the importance of saltwater inclusion. So, as a definition, the potentiometric surface is the height to which water from radiation will from which water flows under natural pressure rises. So, kani siya mahitabo when ang seawater mo enter siya sa freshwater. Meaning to say, mo mix bitaw, which is dapat dili siya mahitabo tungod kay maka-threaten siya sa atong drinking water resources. And then, sa iyang process, over-extraction of groundwater near the sea. Second, lowering of the potentiometric surface or the water level or the rising of water. And then the effects, salt water contaminates freshwater aquifers. Then, reduces food quality, making it unsuitable for consumption. Now, kay kabalo naman ka, kung usay mga hinungdan, kaning nga mahitabo ang saltwater inclusion process, dapat nga naatay prevention ang buhaton. So, ang prevention ng buhaton is injection wells can increase water pressure, holding back saltwater inclusion, and sustainable groundwater management practices. So, it is very important to know that protecting coastal aquifers from saltwater inclusion ensures access to clean drinking water and preserves the ecosystem. That's all.
So, aquifer. So, an aquifer is an underground layer of permeable rock, soil, or sand that stores and transmits large amounts of water. So, an aquifer acts as a natural reservoirs, supplying fresh water to wells, springs, and rivers. So, they play as a crucial role in maintaining water tables, supporting ecosystems, and providing drinking water for humans and wildlife. So, aquifer is highlight the importance of aquifer as a source of drinking water, di ba? Sa tanan tao. So, for example, sa United States, where approximately half the population relies on groundwater. So, the document also discusses the threat of groundwater pollution from various sources, including sa poorly designed or maintained sewage disposal system, sa industrial waste nila, landfills, mining and petroleum production, leaking underground storage tanks, saltwater intrusion. So, moral to aquifer. Thank you.
The impact of plastic waste on marine life. So, ang plastic waste is na-associate severe impact sa marine life. Kaya ang ocean is na-associate vast volume of water, pero ang iyang holding capacity sa pollution is limited lang. So, maunang vulnerable siya sa contamination given sa sewage of waste dumping o oil spill na makadamage sa marine life. Ang annual pollution given sa tanang klase sa plastic is estimated at 4.8 to 12.7 million tons na makaharm sa mga marine life, especially sa mga phytoplanktons, and it accumulates in subtropical grains covering 40% of the world ocean. So this pollution can suffocate, trap, or be ingested by marine animals na maka-affect sa entire food chain o sa human health.
So hi everyone, for our next topic, does global warming affect the ocean's oxygen level? Another ocean pollution problem is the seasonal formation of dead zones or hypoxic areas where dissolved oxygen levels drop so low that most higher forms of aquatic life vanish in certain coastal areas. The cause is nutrient enrichment from dispersed agricultural runoff and concomitant algal blooms. Dead zones occur worldwide. One of the largest of these, sometimes as large as 22,730 square kilometers or 8,776 square miles, forms annually in the Gulf of Mexico, beginning at the Mississippi River Delta.
So water quality standards. So water quality standards are rules or limits that say how clean water needs to be for different uses like drinking, swimming, or farming. So these standards tell us how much a substance like bacteria, chemicals, or metals is okay to have in the water before it becomes unsafe. So water is rarely 100% pure in nature because it dissolves things easily. So we need to check if it's clean enough for its purpose. So what's safe for swimming might not be safe for drinking. So example is drinking water standard. So must have also almost no bacteria, very low nitrate and no dangerous chemicals. And next is the swimming water standard. So can have some bacteria but still must be safe for the skin and not make people sick. So water quality standards help protect the health and prevent pollution. So governments use them to make laws and to control pollution from factories, farms, and sewage. So water quality standards are legal limits that define how clean water must be based on how it will be used. So they help keep water safe and protect the environment.
When the Chicago River was reversed, it is used to be treated more like a sewer than an ecosystem. So, ang Chicago River is a polluted na river, and as the Chicago River was reversed on 1900s because of the grew rapidly of populations there in Chicago, naapektuhan ang river, which is na dumping sewage and other waste lead into the river, which causes into public health concerns. So, ang mga engineers, they possess they naghimor sila og canal, and it is kanagisumpay sa Chicago River into the Mississippi River because sa una, ang Chicago River is sumpay siya sa Lake Michigan, which is the city's primary water source. And now, makita nato kung unsa ang epekto sa sewage or the pollutants nga naa sa river or sa streams or other water sources nato because it can affect our health because water is our primary source of living man no because we cannot live without water. So it is really important to address the mga concerns bitaw about sa water pollutants because drinking water is so very important to us, and drinking water standards include limits in the levels of specific contaminants, allowing potable water delivered to homes for domestic uses. So that's why the Chicago River was reversed because of the dumping sewage and the pollutants in other ways that can lead into public health concerns in the topic.